Down below, the weather forecasters were standing in the rain. They didn't see us inside the cloud, but we could hear their voices. One of them said, "I hope that teacher knows there's a hurricane watch in effect." "Check out my hurricane watch, Arnold. Get it? Hurricane watch?" I'm pretending I can't hear. What is a hurricane? By Flory. A hurricane is one of the most violent kinds of storms. In a hurricane, winds swirl in a circle around the storm's center at 74 miles per hour. More words from Dorothy Ann. A hurricane watch means that a hurricane may strike within the next 36 hours. A hurricane warning means that a hurricane is likely to strike within the next 24 hours. A warning is more urgent than a watch. As usual, Miss Frizzle paid no attention. She turned to the fire, and more hot air rushed into the balloon. As we rose above the cloud, the wind started pushing us south. Before long, we had traveled thousands of miles. Miss Frizzle said that we were above a tropical ocean about 500 miles north of the equator. Wow, look at that water. We can go swimming and windsurfing and snorkeling. What is the equator? By Carlos. The equator is an imaginary line around the Earth's middle. It divides the globe into two equal parts. Why is it hotter near the equator? By Michael. Because of the way the Earth is tilted, the sun's rays almost always shine towards the middle of the Earth. This means there are no cold winters there. North Pole, South Pole, most direct rays from the sun hit the equator. It's also called the tropics. Below us, blue-green waves were sparkling on a sandy island. Palm trees were waving. It looked like a vacation paradise to us. But Frizzy said, "Class, we now have arrived at the world's hurricane breeding grounds. Nearly all hurricanes get started over warm tropical oceans, kids." I've heard that hurricanes are dangerous. So Miss Frizzle's taking us to one. She would. Why do hurricanes have names? By Carmen. Often, more than one hurricane is brewing at once. It's easier to keep track of them if they're given names. Some famous hurricanes are Agnes, Andrew, Bob, Elena, Gilbert, Gloria, Ivan, and Katrina. Hi, Bob. What's happening, Gloria? Where do hurricanes begin? By Tim. Let's see where it started right here. This is the hurricane, and that's the path it went. Here's the hurricane, and this is the path it went. Here's the hurricane, and here's the path it went. Another one, and another one, and another one. You can see that it all began in the tropical water near the equator. Class, remember, just as hot air rises from the ocean surface, the hot water vapor in the air condenses and forms clouds, said the Frizz. Down below, more hot air rushed in from all sides to take place of the rising air. In the middle of the rising air, a column of sinking air formed. We started sinking with it. When is hurricane season? Most hurricanes begin in the late summer and early fall. That is when the tropical oceans are warmest. The warmer the ocean is, the stronger the hurricane is likely to become. Warm, moist air blows. There's rain. There's the winds. Water vapor condenses. Air cools, then sinks. Sinking air. A hurricane is starting. Our balloon is falling. Oh no. Oh dear, said the Miss Frizzle. The balloon must have sprung a leak. Hot air was rushing out and the balloon was plummeting fast. "Jump ship, class!" shouted the Frizz. She jumped overboard and we went after her. Right away, we knew it was a big mistake. "Hurry up and jump, Arnold. I can't look." Do all tropical storms become hurricanes? By Amanda Jane. No, all around the world there are more than 100 tropical storms each year. Only about 60 of them grow to a hurricane strength, and only a handful of those ever reach places where people live. Follow me, kids. The wind was blowing the clouds into a huge circle. The storm is starting to take on a typical shape of a hurricane. Isn't it fascinating, children? Shouted Miss Frizzle. Help! We're going around in circles. I'm getting dizzy. What makes hurricane winds blow in a circle? By Alex. Winds begin by blowing straight, but the movement of the Earth as it spins on its axis make them curve. So here's the Earth is spinning, and the winds curve. The faster winds blow, the more they curve. Hurricane winds are very fast, so they curve and curve until they make a circle. It was more than fascinating. It was terrifying. We were caught in the edge of the storm, blowing around and around in a giant whirlwind. That whirlwind was a hurricane. How Big is a Hurricane? By John. Hurricanes are enormous. Each one is about 10 miles high and 300 to 600 miles wide. A typical hurricane has a lifespan of about 10 days. Listeners, we'll be telling you about the whole hurricane. Maybe its batteries will run out soon. It was more than fascinating. It was terrifying. Oh, actually, the page. We flew through miles of thunderstorms, and Miss Frizzle took roll call. Guess who was missing? Arnold. He had fallen and missed the plane. Thunderstorms. Rain, rain, and more rain. By Flory. In 20 minutes, one thunderstorm sends down 125 million gallons of water. Arnold fell. Poor kid. Oh no. Arnold is now experiencing the hurricane close up, but not to worry, Tim. I'm sure he'll be fine. But there's Arnold. Miss Frizzle marked Arnold absent and flew straight into the storm. We're flying into the hurricane. What a disaster. Why does everything always happen to us? We'll be seeing stormy seas today, Arnold. Seeing stormy seas? I'm touching them, smelling them, gulp, tasting them.